You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, last night was the night Caitlin Clark made her debut for the WNBA's Indiana Fever. Again, we're talking small miracles here that this channel's talking WNBA basketball. And I think that in itself is the power of Caitlin Clark and what's going on. Now, we know there's been a lot of hate from these old heads in the WNBA. They don't want to see Caitlin Clark succeed, and I believe the reason for that is they realize walking in the door, Caitlin Clark is more popular than they ever was over a 10, 15, or 20-year career. And that she's already moving the needle in a way they never did. All right? So last night, Diana Taurasi took a hell of a lot of shrapnel. Let's just call it that. Because obviously, after Caitlin Clark's debut performance in a preseason game, Caitlin very quickly in the first quarter, by the end of the first quarter, you were like, okay, so now that we know the transition, as Diana Taurasi tried to tell us that was going to be so hard, was a bunch of nah, it wasn't hard at all for Caitlin Clark. It was not hard at all. I mean, she had 11 points in the first quarter, for crying out loud. She scored 11 of the first 19 points for the Indiana Fever. 21 points. 6 for 15 shooting, 5 for 13. By the way, the Dallas Wings had to blanket Caitlin Clark in the second half. All right? That was it. I mean, it was, they could not stop her without trying to literally suffocate her. Quote, my biggest goal coming in tonight was to continue to be myself, play aggressive, and Clark said, I thought that's what I did, and I think there's a lot to be proud of. And don't worry, we'll take a look at a couple of her shots from last night. But Diana Taurasi took a whole lot of shrapnel.
Yes, VP. Reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to...
Okay, so she played against grown women last night. Now, keep in mind, Diana Taurasi's been taking a lot of shots from the new WNBA fans, of which I don't know that I want to call myself a fan yet, but somebody summed it up very eloquently in the comments section, and we'll probably look at that. The fact that I'm even watching a WNBA game is in itself the power of Caitlin Clark, because otherwise, there wouldn't be a chance in the pit of Hades that anybody would be tuning into this league right now. Don't believe me, Diana Taurasi? Look at your ratings.
How do you... it seems like you were just saying the reality is she's going to have a learning curve.
It's the new fans. They're really sensitive these days. You can't say anything.
Okay, so she's taking a shot at the new fan base, right? So, here we go. Because last night, after this debut performance, and let's just take a look. Here's some of the highlights from last night, right? And there she goes. There's 1-3. I mean, my God. She was breaking ankles last night, folks. I mean, this may be the one I'm thinking about. Look at this. Oh, God. That was just sick. And I'm going to tell you, as I was watching her last night, I'm thinking to myself, this is the love child between Steph Curry and Larry Bird. That was a hell of a pass. But as I was checking it out, I was like, this is the love child between Steph Curry and Larry Bird. That's what it felt like last night. And she did not miss a beat coming into the WNBA at all. She's clearly not scared. The league is clearly not too big for her. I mean, she made Diana Taurasi look foolish last night. Diana Taurasi, and let's just take a look at some of these fans, because she got drugged. Diana Taurasi talked all that trash attacking Caitlin before the WNBA. Baby, you didn't do nothing but fire this girl up. Jealousy is real. Clark is the female Larry Bird. Show her, Caitlin Clark, quote, your attack is your advertisement. Hashtag respect her and her game. Diana Taurasi, who the F are you? This is the comment I'm talking about. Before Caitlin Clark, I never, in caps, watched a WNBA game. Now I'm watching preseason, laugh out loud. That's a perfect example of what we've been talking about. The Indiana Fever will sell more tickets than you did in your entire career. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Diana Taurasi, jealous much? You only wish you got this kind of attention Caitlin Clark is getting. Keep spewing to keep relevant. You has been. And I think that's going to be at the base level with these WNBA players that are hating on Caitlin Clark is the attention and the fire that she's bringing. Dwayne Wade, I did a video yesterday. Dwayne Wade come out and just said she's walking in the door and she's already built the brand. She's walking in the door and she's already built the brand. I was told by Diana Taurasi that Caitlin Clark's style won't jive in the WNBA. What a effing loser Diana is. She looks terrible now. She looks terrible. I mean, seriously. Caitlin Clark dropping more than your career average in her, quote, rude awakening of her WNBA debut must be a tough feeling for you. Sorry. Hope putting other women in pro sports down goes better for you next time. That did not go well for her. I mean, seriously, it did not go well. That's crazy. Add Diana Taurasi if you think you would ever amount to Caitlin Clark's status by shitting on her. That's crazy. Keep thinking you will ever be better than her. Wow. When and what's even hilarious, Caitlin Clark is going to make the WNBA a lot of money. And we've seen that with ticket sales. We've seen it. Seriously, ticket sales, interest, all of that is, it's crazy. Do you know how many people actually tuned into WNBA preseason last night? That in itself is like an early Christmas miracle. I mean, who the hell would have ever thought that? I wouldn't. Or that I would be making WNBA videos daily that were positive? Question mark? That was about basketball as opposed to activism? I mean, nobody in a million trillion years would have considered that. But here we are. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. She kicked the door down last night, walking into the league. And it was very clear in the first quarter, Diana Taurasi, this girl not only belongs, but she's going to dominate. Sorry your career is at the tail end and you won't make a lot of money that would have been off the back of Caitlin Clark to begin with. Not what you did. It is what it is. All right? You were a great player, no doubt about it, in your career. But, again, like politics, sometimes it helps to be likable. And people didn't like you enough. There you go. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.